sure everything is working. Am I live? Yes, I'm live. Alright. Um, I don't know. I haven't really felt like in the mood to game as much recently. I'm just gonna kind of talk about everything that I experienced in camp. And, honestly, my experience really changed how I feel as a person, and I really enjoyed everything I had to do in there. Obviously, my school started as well. Like, I came back Sunday, and then my school started the Wednesday. And, I have the weekend now. And honestly, like, camp really affected how my return to school was. I was able to freely talk to people more easily and whatnot. And, yeah, I guess I'll just start off with the day I arrived, which was Tuesday afternoon. So, like, we drove there, and, like, I knew some of the counselors there, or the counselors are the people who took care of us because, my sister, she was a counselor for the junior camp. So, from second graders to seventh, from that range, and my camp is the, like, high school, even though it's like 8th to 12th grade. It's from that range. And so, first day I'm just sitting there really worried about everything because, I've never been to this camp alone without my friends. Or, like, friends I've hung out with beforehand. It's really different for me. So I kind of just, like, stayed back on the first day arriving there. Kind of just waited for more people to come. And then, as soon as people started coming, I started talking with them, interacting, trying to, like, make friends while I'm there. But, it's still hard because it was just so weird and awkward for me not having anyone to, like, talk to that I already knew. Like, I just couldn't, like, it's hard to be myself in front of people that I really didn't know. It's just kind of weird to, like, I don't really think that's weird. I mean, it's just, you're not really comfortable with the environment. So, like, that's a way people tend to be in situations like this. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but, like, yeah. So first night wasn't too bad. Let's see. Double tap. Nice. Okay. Afterwards, so we slept through. So it's a camp where we actually have to, like, sleep in. So first day, we're done. And so, like, the way this camp works, like, everything is scheduled. So we wake up. We normally sleep around, like, 11, 10:30, 11. But, it's the first night. No one's gonna be sleeping early, so, like, people probably sleep around, like, 1. I mean, if people knew the time, because you don't have your phones there. If you had a watch, then that's all you really had to check for time-wise. So, wake up at 6:30, and you have 30 minutes to prepare for yoga and morning prayer. So you get a little snack, you get, like, a little bar, so you can feel good, and you have something in your stomach. Then you go out, say a little prayers, then you start doing yoga. After the yoga, you start playing games. After games, you do a prayer one more time. Then we go out for breakfast. After breakfast, go back to your bunks to take a shower. And then after that, you have 1 hour to shower after you have to go to different educations. And, like, the camp I went to is a Hindu camp. I'm Hindu, if you didn't know. And so it's just, like, learning a little bit more about my heritage, who I am as a person, and, like, my cultural beliefs and whatnot, and, like, misconceptions that, like, modern textbooks would make. and it was really interesting the stuff I learned over there. So yeah, so you have your first education. After that, you have lunch, and then after lunch, you have your second education. Second education. After that, you have arts and crafts, which was really different this year from the other years I went to, and I really enjoyed it. There you go. Yeah, I really enjoyed this year's new education. I mean, not education, arts and craft stuff. After that, you have your third education, and then we have free rec time, which is pretty much like do whatever you want for 2 hours. So like, there's basketball. If you know what Gaga ball is, then just Gaga ball. And then you can chill by the pool. There's volleyball too, and like they give you snacks, so like you're not just dying from like hunger. And there's tons of water. Like their motto is hydrate, don't dehydrate. Kind of cheesy, but you know, gets the job done. And hmm. uh, in here. Okay, yeah. And then what else? Okay, so after free rec, you come back to your bunks, freshen up, and then you do more prayers. And then after prayers, you go back to your, or no, you don't go back. You eat dinner, and then every night there's a different nighttime activity to do. So first night, or so like the first night of you sleeping, or okay, like the first day you get there, but then like okay, technically the first full day, there was dodgeball night. The second night there was talent show. And then after talent show, it was a thing called Gerba night, which is pretty much where we dance and whatnot. And then the fourth night we did a game show. Oh, these guys are weak. Oh, it's double tap, yeah. Okay. So yeah, the first night was dodgeball night. Um, I'm not really good at dodgeball, but you know, it was fun. Just hanging out. And during the first day, um, people kind of like, I tried to interact, but it's kind of hard for me. But like, people started to realize that like, you know, I'm kind of like saying to myself. So then people started they started asking me, hey, you want to sit with me during dinner time? You know, I was like, dang, like people actually noticed me or whatnot. It was pretty cool. And yeah, so then we talked, and then after that we had our dodgeball night. And then yeah, dodgeball night, our team lost. We were it was like tournament style, I guess you can say. But I mean, at least each team gets to play 3 times. Our team went 1-2. We're I mean, I'm pretty bad. I didn't really help out my team a lot. God, I'm so bad right now. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go get a jug real quick. And a gun. And yeah, so that was the first night, or the first full day. Second day, I think that's when things really changed. Meal kick. Oh my god. Okay. So things really started changing for me. Let's see. We were talking about, so like I started sitting with those group of people a little bit more. You know, cause like they invited me over and started just talking with them, getting to know them. And they talked about the talent show, and at first I'm like, I didn't want to do the talent show. I didn't really care for it. I didn't think I had any like reasonable talent to. Last one's right here. Okay. I didn't think I have any good talent. And, you know, we're just talking, and like I'm a really like. It's kind of weird. I'm a shy and like kind of socially awkward person, but I absolutely love theater. I've been doing theater since school started on Wednesday. This is my 6th year of doing theater in a row at school. Absolutely love it. And so I started talking to them about my one of my most recent shows and how I started doing cartwheels in it, and they did not believe me. So like, okay, fine, I'll do a cartwheel. I do a cartwheel, and then some other people was like, okay, fine, let me do a cartwheel. And so we just all started doing random cartwheels. It was kind of weird. But then the counselor there, he was like, yo, you can do cartwheels. You're doing the talent show, and I was like, what? Like, why are we doing cartwheels for talent show? Shouldn't people be able to do this? And he's like, nah, dude, a lot of people can't do it. And I'm like, really? And we did it. And like normally with the challenge show, you're supposed to try out for you're supposed to like go talk with them. All we did was we just said, hey, we're gonna do cartwheels, and they're like, alright, you're doing it, without even like anyone being like, oh yeah, just show us you can do it. No, we just straight up went and did it. And like, and so like, we go on stage. So it's me and this girl. We go on stage. And on the very first one, I messed up my cartwheel. It was so funny, and then I started doing ninja rolls, and then like ninja rolls into like cartwheels and whatnot, and then it just got to a point where like, okay, yeah, this is really much all I can do, and it really felt fun. Like I'd never done anything to that capacity before. It was really interesting, and like because of that, I'm like, well, next year I'm definitely doing the talent show, and like it's just so weird. Like I came from like an attitude of like, yeah, what's the point of even doing it? Like I have nothing to show, but then I realized that like, yeah, I mean it's just a car wheel, but like doing something like that, it's fun. Like just like doing something silly and just like people like reacting to it and just like, oh my god, it's so cool. It's just it's such a good feeling. Like people who are excited to see stuff like that. Absolutely enjoy that. So then after that, what did we do after? Let's see, talent show. Next day we had. I wanted to talk about a highlight for education. Oh, okay. So we're doing our educations. We're learning about different gurus. I mean, if y'all don't know what they are, it doesn't really matter. All we're doing is we're just in education. We're talking about them, and we had a little like kind of like a game show thing, kind of like Family Feud. No, well, not really. It's just like two people go up, you buzz in, say the answer, and one of so the question was what is or who was this specific guru? And then one of the girls said it was Mufasa from Lion King, and it was really funny. Or another question was, and then like a different time, a different education, they asked, what was it? Oh, what was your favorite car? And they literally, and they're talking about like specific car, like I don't know, like Honda Accord or whatever, 2017 model or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying whatever's top of my head, but like they literally straight up said Toyota. They literally said the entire brand, and everyone's just dead laughing. Just things like that, man. Just like makes the whole experience so much better. So yeah, going back to the third day. Um, I think third day. So this is when I started really knowing people, and like we're starting to do a lot more crazier things and much more fun things. Build a shield real quick. Okay. What was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, I started knowing a lot more people now, so I started to feel more comfortable about myself being there and having people to talk with. And I guess nothing really big happened. Oh no, wait, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. Okay, so our arts and crafts that day, that was the best day. We had a spa day, and like, so there's different stations. The first station, we had these herbal drinks, and like they really cleared up your throat. And just get all like the gunk and everything out there, and it felt so nice and refreshing afterwards. Just having everything cleaned out. Then after we had the face mask thing, That was insane. And then we had like these like I don't even know what they are, but they go underneath your eyelids and like and we just like laid back and chilled in silence, and it was so calming and relaxing. And then the last one we got these different oils and like different scents supposed to like help different things. Also like I had lavender and it's supposed to release like anxiety or like stress or something. And like we put them in our fingertips and it felt so like I don't even know, like so relaxing and just soothing, and I absolutely enjoyed that. Where's Wonderfizz on this map? Completely forgot about that. Okay. What can I do now? Guess I can get the dragon egg. Actually, no, I'll get better guns first. So, yeah, that spa day really changed me. Like, that was between our second and third education. So by the time we get to our third education, we're just like, like I don't want to sound like anything weird, but like we were just all chilling and vibing, I guess. Like I have never felt so much more relaxed in my entire life. That day literally like it changed. It changed me, dude. I was so calm. It's like I never and like they were trying to show how we as we as people, let's say we get like a cut on our leg. We're like, okay, we need to immediately take care of this. So, we do that, we take care of ourselves, we put bandages. But let's say we're like mentally sick or ill. Or like don't ever have time to like really think about our mental state and who we are. And so just like focusing on that for that during that spa day is just so smooth and like so soothing and absolutely chill. I loved it. Probably one of my favorite things I did. Yeah, that was my response every time. What was your favorite thing at camp? The spa day, bro. God, that was so good. And then what else? Okay, that was the dance night or the Gerba. And so like when we enter in, we have to all make our special entrance, I guess. I obviously did a car, well, not obviously, but I did a cartwheel in just for the memes. And for the first time, I actually started doing the dancing stuff. Normally, I'm just like off to the side, just watching people do it. But for the first time, I actually started participating in it. It was pretty fun. Just enjoying what camp had to offer, and it was great. And then the fourth and final day. Um, let's see. Okay, so we had this festival called Holi. It's like a celebration of like colors, I believe. And so we get these different powders, and you throw them on like people. So like you get like green powder, pink powder, purple powder, and just put it on you. It's like I think festival of color. I really don't know the correct terminology, but yeah, you just go around, just start putting colors on people, and then people start getting water balloons, and they're just throwing it at each other, and then people got buckets, and they're just splashing people on top. It's so funny, and you just see everyone's reaction. Everyone's like screaming out. Just like people's reactions to things. It's so funny, man. And I remember during the dance night, a scorpion was in the room, and everyone's just screaming and running around, man. It is so funny, dude. Man, so like yeah, going back to Holy, uh, actually, well, okay, for the first arts and crafts day, we made a bandana. We dyed it color, like we got like actual dye, and then for Holy, I wanted to kind of like, I'm kind of like a sentimental person, so I not kind of, I wore my bandana to the festival colors, so it would get colored, so it's kind of representing. And yeah, I might sound like a nerd. It's representing the first day with it being dyed, and then the last full day with it being colored by the powder. I know I'm weird like that, but I mean just things like that. Like really have a big place in my heart. I really care about that type of thing, or types of things. So, okay, going back to the fourth day, we had the game show. Yeah, the game show. Game show was interesting. So, what were the games? The first game we played, so it was about the counselors. So they'll give a description about the counselors. The first question is always the hardest, but that gives you the most points. And then they'll go to the second question, and then the third. If you get to the third, it's 1 point. If you get to the second, it's 2 points. And then if you get in the first one, it's 3 points. But it gets easier with each progressing question. And so we did that. And then after that, we had a Jeopardy game. Actually, no. After that, we had to make a skit up, and we had skit practice. So we're given a certain topic or certain education we learned there, and we practically had to what's it called? We had to make a scene out of that. And so I'll talk more about the scene, but then after that we had Jeopardy over everything we learned, and we cleared the board, and I think we had 5,500 points at the end. I think that we got the highest. And yeah, so then going to the skit night, so or the skits. Every group has a skit. Oh yeah, and I should have prefaced this earlier. Um, people. So there's varsity in June, or varsity and then JV. I'm in varsity because going to 11th. So 11th and 12th graders are varsity, and then 8th, ninth, and 10th are JV. And then from there, so like since I'm in varsity, I'm split into a different group. So because like there's 120 kids that go, so like not everyone like it's just like think of it like elementary school where like you're pretty much with the same kids all day, but you might just get like a different teacher. So like yeah, that pretty much happened. So when our group went, we had healthy lifestyle or healthy diet, and so our way of interpreting that was we had um we wanted to do something funny, so we had a person that was mute, so they couldn't talk. They had a person that was blind, and they had a person who was deaf. So the way they talked was the person who was mute would do sign language to the person who was blind, or no, who was deaf, and the person who was deaf would talk to the person that was blind, and that's how they figured everything out. And then the blind person, no, yeah, the blind person would talk to the person who was mute, and so like, you just kept going in circles. And so um, what they had to do is they had to go to Taco Bell, and like we're trying some like Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurvedic is like pretty much just like healthier option. I always like this frame rate right here. I don't know why, but anyway, trying to get them to eat a healthier option. Do RPK. Yeah, so we're trying to give them a healthier option, but then we also have to be like, yo, just choose the freaking like the fat food or whatnot, or like just the normal one instead of the healthier option. And then yeah, so that just turned into a big meme. I mean, the fact that like one person's mute, one person's blind, and one person's deaf, like the conversations and like everyone's just laughing like at the fact about that. It was great. Absolutely love that. And then what was last? I guess on like the fifth day technically. It's not a full day, but it's the last day where you have to leave. So we have the award ceremony. And so every camper has to get an award. I got award called the cartwheel specialist. So if you ever see me in real life, I got you with the cartwheels. Just saying. But anyway, yeah. So and then after that you go home or whatnot. And man, everything I did there, it was just so. I I feel like since this year I had no one, or like not that I had no one, but like since I didn't have any close people there, I had to try my best to meet new people, talk with new people, and honestly, that made this year my favorite year out of the other 2 years I went. Because back then, or not back, well, yeah, back then, I had friends I would just like lean back on, and like it was, and I wasn't really trying to make new friends, and it's just like, yeah, I like the experience, but like this year absolutely made it better because I made friends and I made lots of new experiences with them, and I enjoyed everything I did there this year. And then it also made me realize how important it is to not really like, I don't want to sound bad, but like it really showed me how important it is to like interact with people and like talk with new people and make new friends. And kind of why I don't really have the urge to play video games as much. And like, yeah, I'm kind of saying that as I'm playing a video game right now, but like, it's just like ever since I came back, I didn't really have the feel or need to play anything. Like, I think when I came back, I hadn't played anything hardcorely. I just played casually. So like, I played like a bit of BO4 casually, and I played Destiny a bit casually. Like when I got back that day, I literally didn't even play Destiny. It was um me and one of my friends. He went on a cruise that week, and we were just catching up in like 12 at the night or something, or like midnight, and we're just talking. We're at the social space, the tower, if anyone knows what that is. So we're just talking about that. We're just talking about like what he did at the cruise and what I did at camp. And yeah, everything we did there is just, or everything I did there is just so enjoyable. And yeah, it made me realize that like, yeah, I can play video games, and like, yeah, I can still have a good time with them. But like, I also need to bring more balance into my life where I need to start talking with people a lot more, and like trying to make new friends, or just trying to show people my true self, I guess, more often, instead of just kind of like, I want to say hiding from playing video games, but just like I'm not really expressing myself when I'm with people I don't really know. And so like if I want to become better with my social anxiety, I just need to be more of who I am and just be willing to talk about my life and like get to know other people as well. Like that really helped me out with this first couple of days of school. I've I've normally just kind of sit in the back, kind of have my music in, and just not really do anything. And like some of the things that school did this year, at first I was pretty annoyed. So there's, if you connect to the school Wi-Fi, they blocked Twitter, and like literally, I'm not even gonna lie, I was literally addicted to Twitter last school year. That's literally where I was at all the time, and I also got Reddit too. So like Twitter and Reddit. I'm not as much Reddit. I'd rather just like look at other people's posts, but like I'm literally posting on Twitter all the time. It was so bad. But then finally, because of that, like I'm pretty much forced to be more social. And it just shows to me that like, and like camp, they took away your phones, and it's just like, dang man, like with all this technology, I am not talking to people. I'm just tuning out in my own different world, just not doing anything, while I can be doing so much more. And it's just mind-boggling how much more I've been doing ever since like I've learned that in camp, that like I don't need my phone or anything just to have a good time anymore. I can just do whatever now. It's great. Just like, man, all these people I've become friends with, like I really want to go back already. Like I've never felt more of a need to go back to camp than this year. It's honestly amazing how much everything's been happening to me. Like theater this year. So, oh my god, like for just the past 3 days, it's already been amazing with the people, like what we're doing in the class or whatnot. Like one of our scenes, we got a scene where we're in the igloo. We have to include dancing, and then we have to include a gravedigger occupation. So our scene is literally, um, we're having a dance class. One of the people gets like knocked over. We assume they're dead. So we're trying to like bury them a grave while we're dancing and singing. So we're like, dig a grave, dig a grave, bury the body, bury the body. Uh, dig the hole, dig the hole. The cops are coming. The cops are coming. Dig faster. Dig. It's just like things like that. I'm like, I've like it's just like because I'm becoming more like sociable, like just doing things like that. It's so much more fun, and I don't know. Like I started growing out of my shell, like theater last year, or my for my sophomore year. Is he down here? Yeah, he is. There we go. Yeah, finally start doing this now. Yeah, so I started growing out of my shell. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever. And so we had our what's it called? Production, or no, we had our class production, which meant like we had a or like a student director, and we're just doing everything. And like since then, I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this accent. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be like like this way. I'm going to, well, my way of cartwheels literally started from that play. Like that's when, like like if I never did a cartwheel in that show, I probably would have never done a cartwheel on the talent show, which is weird to say, because like that's the reason why people wanted me to show them, because I did it on that show and I told them about it. And like that moment really started to change who I was and who I am. But camp like pulled the switch, I guess you can say. Which way is it? Okay. Yeah, so it really started changing. Is it the... I don't remember how you get the helmet, to be honest. Yeah, so it really helped with me becoming more social. And then I also want to talk about like how it's also become like it helped me learn more about my culture. Cause like I live in Texas, and like the community I live in, or my school district, it's very diverse. It has tons of Hispanics, Asians, brown, white, literally anything. It's very diverse, really good. But though, like the only thing is that like you don't really learn more about any other culture. And so when I went to camp, I learned a lot more that I did not expect. And it's just crazy to think I started learning all these different wars they're having. I'm like, dang, I've never like if going to school in America, you would never really hear these things besides other than the news, but like you don't really go into proper detail about them. And so like learning it from there, it's just like, wow, I've been missing out on so much information. And not just that, but like I also learned who my true self is. I am not really religious. I don't really pray that often. I don't really go to like um I guess temples, if you want to say. I don't really do anything like that. My mom loves it, but like she doesn't really force us to. It's only whenever there's like the big events, so to say. But yeah, we pretty much just focus on or I just pretty much don't really focus on religion. I'm just like during the school year, I'm just like, okay, work, work, eat, exercise. That's it. That's pretty much all I'm really doing. And I really get to focus on my well-being, my mental state. And so, learning more about my culture and everything, it's just, dang, man, there's so much that I've been missing out, and like how much, like this stuff really means, like, Hinduism, or not Hinduism, but like, we believe in, reincarnation, how people are reborn. I really don't want to be, I mean, okay, the way okay, like, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to really bring in religion or anything into this. I'm just saying that just like learning about that stuff, it's really interesting. The idea of karma and what else? Karma, um, where like I guess like the easiest definition is what comes around, or it's either what goes around or comes around. I forgot. It's pretty much that. Get the egg. And the FPS here is insane. I missed the button. Okay, so just yeah, learning like karma and just like how we can do better and like how in our whenever we reincarnate, we're put in different time points and we pretty much have to learn a lesson in our life. And then once you learn the lesson, you pretty much kind of think of it like a Mario level where you start off in like one level. So like one level for us would technically be like like think about like my life right now. This is like one level and like I don't know how many, but like it's just one level. If I learn an important lesson in my life, then I will be moving on to, so to say, the next level of what I'm supposed to learn. And so, pretty much, time is relative. I can reincarnate into the past, I can reincarnate into the future. The way we see it is like time is already happened. We're just being put through different difficulties, different times, just so we can learn something throughout our lives. And so if we don't learn a lesson, then I don't know about either you're reborn into the same um like the same time, or maybe you're born into a different time but you're still trying to learn the same lesson. I really don't know how that. I actually should have probably asked that question, but it's whatever now. Oh god, okay. Don't down. Okay, that could have been bad. Would have lost my meal kit gun, whatever it is. Great. Oh, where's the egg over here? Frick, I don't know where it is. God dang it, dude. I screwed up. Okay, we'll leave this dude so I can get a gun. So yeah, you pretty much just progress to the. Oh, let's go. Pretty much progress to the next stage of your life, learning more about yourself, learning more about your culture, who you are, and how doing good deeds will give you good things back. But then you shouldn't also just only focus on other people. You have to focus on yourself, learning who you are, because that's really important. And though I'm not that religious, this camp really made me think about who I am, what I not really stand for, but like who I believe I really am about it. Um, guess I'm a person of optimism. Try my best to look at situations with good light through, I guess, the darkness. It's kind of cringy, but I always try to look for the best out of any situation. Also a pretty shy person when it comes to it. I have a lot to say, but most of the time I'm pretty shy to even say something. like especially in school discussions. But I really tried my best to, ask questions, talk, camp, and I don't know what more to say really. I don't even know how long I've been talking for. Um, let's see. Talking about what it's changed for me at school. This frame rate. Ooh. I mean, it really impacted me positively for school. I've been talking to a lot more people. What else? Oh, this is pretty bad. Okay, just get out of here. Perfect. Okay, I mean, I'm not even doing the Easter egg. I don't know why. Okay, dude, why is the frame rate here? It looks so nice, bro. Like, actually, dude. I guess I can do the song, and then after that, probably just give my last thoughts and end it. I don't know. Like, I'm just doing this. Like, I don't even know if anyone's still watching. I saw two people at the beginning. I don't even know if they're still watching or not. But I mean, if you are, or if you did, I appreciate it. You know, like just me talking, playing some Garage Crovy on the side. But I don't know. I just felt like I needed to talk about this. Let this not really off my chest. I just wanted to know that like doing different things in your life, or doing rather. I don't know what to say. Breaking out of your comfort zone can really find out who you are and really, I don't know. It's just like breaking out of your comfort zone really helps find out who you are as a person, and it gives you new experiences, new chances. Cause like people there, there was only a couple of people I really knew, but like other than that, I really like kind of had like a fresh start, so to say, where like I can just talk to really anyone and just I say but like I don't know what even I know. Uh, I don't even know. I'm just rambling at this point. I mean, I say you just break out of your comfort zone every once in a while. Just try something new. Camp is like, yeah, I might like camp. Maybe you might not. Just it's different for everyone. And like I knew people who didn't really enjoy this camp. And like I say like the big three things you gotta realize about this camp is you're gonna 100% have to get dirty. I mean, you're doing things like in the morning when we're gonna do prayers in the morning. We're later just like outside in the grass. We do push-ups, warm up, play your little exercises and do games. Play your little do little exercises and just play games. You're gonna have to get dirty. The second thing is that you're gonna have to be willing to participate. And like, yeah, I did those in the other years, but like this year I've actually like did things. Like yeah, I did a little bit, but not to the extent I did this year. And then the um third thing I would say is that I say just be willing to accept the fact that you're gonna need to talk to new people and interact with them. And like because I did that or I tried it out and people being so accommodating there, it really enhanced my experience and changed. Or, I keep on saying that, but it really enhanced my experience and just really made it better to the point where I would seriously just want to go back already. I don't want to wait. Where are the wings at? pretty sure that's all I had to do. Okay, I don't want it. Okay. Go look for the wings, I'm pretty sure. Okay, dragon. Is it down here? Okay, well. Alright, well, the song is almost over. So I guess. I mean, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Didn't really have much to say other than just how it really impacted me the past few days. And that, it was a good thing for me. It really helped me out with my well-being, who I am, my social anxiety or my social awkwardness, talking with new people, and I've been, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, I've been more willing to talk to people and get to know people more. So yeah, I guess around 20s we're gonna end it. For anyone who's watching this as a video, thank you. Anyone who's still watching live streaming wise, I can't believe you actually did this. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't really think anyone would like kind of watch this for the fact for the fact that I'm just rambling on at this point. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. So thank you very much.